city. The frosty searchlights creep.
I think this was written as actually a direct response to the Munich Agreement. Munich Agreement. It's Chamberlain's thing. So in 1938, it was like an appeasement thing that Chamberlain and French leader went over and had discussions with Hitler. And Hitler wanted to annex parts of Czechoslovakia. And they basically agreed that he was allowed to, and it was kind of the first step of appeasement. And then Chamberlain came back to Britain and said, I actually listened to him speaking last night, him coming back and saying, this is the first step to peace in our time. And he thought that this was going to be this big, diplomatic coup. But as it turned out, it was like the first stage of Hitler then he could do whatever he wanted. And at this time, Churchill, I don't know if anyone saw the recent Churchill film.
Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman one.
We went to the war rooms recently. That's how I knew about the Chamberlain.
And he was always saying, no, we can't do this. We shouldn't appease. We need to fight. We need to wage war against this crazy dictator. Definitely made the right call at that moment in time, at a crucial moment for the history of.
Gone either way. That's the thing. I know. Like they could have all died, and that would have been.
I know. And if someone like Churchill had been there, it would have. It could have been far more catastrophic than it was. Don't be scared of it though. We see the southern headlines float on the muttering tide. We hear them warn and threaten and wonder what they hide. I think that could easily be the headlines of propaganda in Nazi Germany in the late 30s. And you're kind of hearing all these headlines and thinking, well, what's actually underneath that? In 38, the headlines coming from Germany would have been, oh, we're having a fantastic time, Germany is prosperous.
Well, and also in the Churchill film, when they go down onto the tube carriage, they're like, we just don't know what's going on, we just want to hear. But people just had no idea.
Yeah.
And all they could believe was the newspapers.
Yeah.
And that was all there was, and it was just, a barrage of false information. What was happening?
About Dunkirk as well. I never had any idea what was going on.
But it's always the same, isn't it? The newspapers can say what they want, and we have to choose whether to believe it or not. And we hope that it's true, but we don't always know. And then this bit is obviously really strong, and Europe held a nightmare by the thud of marching feet, and that's, I'm assuming, is referring to seeing the Nazi party starting to come together.
By the thud of marching feet, by the thud of marching feet, by the thud of marching.
Can we just have everyone from Lento, please? So now sing the song. I think you can find your notes. Have a go. 1, 2.
Now sings the sun of shorty, the shadow.
So it feels like we stop on 6 somehow. Sings the sun. Even longer vowels. 1, 2.
Now sings the sun of shorty, the shadows growing tall of the big bosses.
The big bosses plotting their biggest coup of all. I think that's a bit, Sophie, what you mentioned about in the industrial thing. This is definitely from a communist, anti-capitalist perspective. So, of the big bosses plotting, I imagine Swingler felt there was money tied up in some of these deals. And then we get to this end bit, which is like this call to arms.
So, Chris, what do you think about this?
Chris loves it. Obviously the poetry here is quite naive, and it's a bit cheesy, isn't it? So you can enjoy that. And it's not democracy, it sounds like, and democracy. So just make sure that last syllable isn't too kind of pushed there. I think animando molto, we need to rein it in because we've got a long way to go to build up to this lovely last page. So can we come back to NP? Nice and quiet, obviously sopranos, and just once you've sung your bit, time to resolve divisions. Can you really come away so it's not divisions, otherwise we just have nowhere to go and it's just a bit stressful.
Time to resolve divisions. Time to resolve divisions.
So that's the perfect example.
That's my MP.
Divisions! It's a lovely sound, but can you make sure?
You should be.
So literally just like, take away into nothing. Anyway, here we go. Animando. 1, 2, and
Time to resolve divisions. Time to resolve divisions.
To me, this is quite kind of platitude, isn't it? It's just lots of platitude about time to decide. And it's true, in life we do need to resolve divisions and renew our pride, but something about the poetry here is a little bit cringy. I don't know if
It could be a commentary on the propaganda at the time.
Okay, yeah. As in a kind of
Ironic sort of antagonists to do, but
I see.
You're right, it's the same sort of.
Actually, yeah.
It's propaganda, isn't it?
Rise as a single being in one resolve array. I do think Swingler probably would have wanted that because a single being is quite kind of communist, moving as one.
Well, it's naive in the way that regardless of what it's talking about, it's that there's one solution that's going to make everything fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Swingler could mean one thing and Britten could mean another.
Yeah.
The way that he set it.
Yeah, that's true actually.
What I don't get, and perhaps someone can shed some light on this, the phrase "time to burst our house of glass." Isn't there a saying about people in glass houses or something? I don't know if it ties into that.
Before there was a long nights where they smashed. It was the first incidence of serious anti-Semitism in Berlin. They smashed shot windows of people, and it was known as being like broken glass. There were photos of it everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, and then this last page is obviously just this kind of joyous, slightly cheesy, maybe ironic showpiece, I suppose. Biggest coup of all then needs to feel like so.
Is it coup or coup?
Coup.
Not spell coup.
Yeah.
Like a military coup.
In the recording of
I've seen coup. There's definitely
Really?
my big P there.
Like the big old P in there.
That's what I was doing.
Okay.
We know our stuff, don't we? Yeah. These are the other words. This is going to make for a great film.
None of this footage might be used, or it could be used.
Straight to camera, don't use it.
Yeah, it makes good practice.
A bonus section.
That's also the only bit of rehearsal we. Is there a P on coup? Okay, let's try from the biggest coup of all.